Right then, the Fujifilm X-T4. Now I've had this camera for a little while before I sold it on again. Yes, I've gone through a lot of cameras recently in the last few years, trying to find my solution. And the X-T4 was close, but not quite. Now it is a very versatile camera. I used it for my master's degree work, and that included, it had it up on a had images up on a massive screen, and there you couldn't tell it was from a APS-C camera. Doesn't really matter these days, I have to say. 26.1 megapixels, has that lovely sensor in from the last generation of cameras, also including the XT20, which also has this particular XT20, XS20, you idiot, has this sensor in it, as did its predecessor, the XS10, the X100V, that super popular camera, that had it in as well. Now, what's the big difference between the upgrade between the X-T4 and the X-T3? Well, there's three, really, and that is, for me, the first two are the most important. The battery, much bigger battery, much nicer grip as well, and that gives you a lot more shots, much longer video, and yeah, I'm really glad they upgraded the battery. I don't think I ever actually went straight through a battery shooting wise, unlike with the X-T3 and the X-T2. I did end up having to have two batteries on me for that. Now, number two, IBIS. Yes, IBIS. It has IBIS and it works really well, especially if you have a stabilized lens as well. It's so good for shooting at either slow, quite slow shutter speeds. Now, the other difference, and this seems to divide opinion a bit, very much like the X Pro 2, X Pro 3 division over the screen, is the screen. It's a fully articulating screen, like you'll get on, say, a Canon R6, R6 II, R7. But I liked having the fully articulating screen, not because it was fully articulate, because I could pull it out to the side, but because I could pull it out, turn it round and fold it in and protect the screen from my face pressing against it when I was putting my eye up against the EVF. That was a really good thing for me. I really like having that because it means I'm not getting my cheek all over the screen and messing up the screen with sweat and whatever off of my face, because I'm left eye dominant as well, which doesn't help. Hence the X-T3, X-T2, X Pro 3, X Pro 2. Why do I keep saying X-T thing? Anyway, right, X-T4 came out in 2020, so about 18 months after it came out, I got my copy of at the time to shoot my work for my master's degree, which you can see on my website. If you go to the projects and look under Hinterland, that was entirely shot with an X-T4, and some, but not all, some of the solitary landscape was also shot with an X-T4. But also the Urban Banal project in there was also shot with an X-T4. And I found the camera very easy to use, like most Fuji cameras, I have to say. Easy to use. It is a bit tricky with the menu system. It's not as bad as the Sony menu system, I have to say. You just have to get over some of the terminology is slightly different. I mean, the best menu systems are in Canon and Nikon, in my opinion. They're so easy, especially Canon. But yes, it gets a little bit used to if you haven't used Fujifilm before. Now, all the photos you're seeing in this video were all shot on an adapted Canon 35mm f2.8 FD lens, adapted on a K&F Concepts FD to FX or XF, whichever way around it is, adapter. Very good adapters, by the way, and not super expensive. Buy them on Amazon. Do not buy them on eBay. They may look cheaper, but you could be waiting weeks, if not months, because they might say they're from here, but their stock's sitting over in China, which is where they're made, and you could be waiting weeks to get your adapter. Whereas if you go on Amazon, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can get it in a couple of days anyway. Yes, right. back to the camera. It shoots 4K video with F-Log, so obviously it's got 10-bit 422 internal. You can record to an external recorder, has headphone and microphone input and output. You can buy a battery grip for it as well, unlike the X-T5, which you cannot buy a battery grip for. I don't understand why they've done that. Maybe to make you buy an XH2 instead. Yes, so my experience of this camera, nice and easy to use, just like previous cameras. Definitely an improvement with having the IBIS and that battery though. Meant I could go out knowing I didn't have to take another battery with me, and yeah, shooting experience was improved. So yeah, there's not much more I can really say about this. I mean, I hope you enjoy the pictures, or have enjoyed the pictures. I'll try and get my revised X-T5 one out next week. Depends what happens at home time wise. I've got quite a lot of things on at the moment, so I'll try and get that one out. There you may have noticed there's a little bit of a gap. Anyway, until next time, goodbye.